Cost. So often we think of cost in terms of money and possessions. How much does it cost? How much is it worth? But today I want you to think about cost in other ways too. We're going to imagine that there is something you really want, but it's much too dear for you to buy. For example, a ticket for the concert or the football match, an iPad or an Xbox. You've asked Mum or Dad for it. They have said you can have it if you save up for it. So you've saved hard, maybe done extra jobs like washing the car, doing the dishes, cleaning your rooms, all to get money to buy it. The great day comes and you're able to purchase it. How happy you are. Now imagine if a little later your mum and dad come and ask you to give that special ticket or that Xbox or whatever you bought to your brother or sister or friend because they really need it. How would you feel? Would you protest and say, "It's mine. I worked hard for it. How can you expect me to give it up? I can let them borrow it for a little while. I can share it even, but give it to them? That would be just too much. This is precious to me. It would hurt me to give it up. The cost is just too much." Now in our Bible story this morning, Jesus is in Jerusalem. And I wonder if you have ever really thought what it cost Jesus to be there in Jerusalem at that time. The Bible tells us that Jesus, the Father, and the Holy Spirit together created our world and the whole universe, and that everything in it was perfect and good. It was His, but He gave it all up. He was and is God, and He had such a love and fellowship with His Father and the Holy Spirit that we can't even imagine it. Yet He gave that all up to become a baby dependent on a mum and dad. He was adored by the angels and the heavenly host, but He gave that all up too, to be disliked, dishonoured, spat on, flogged and crucified. And He did that so that His Father's plan for our salvation might be accomplished. All this given up for us. Jesus decided that the cost was not too much, and that is just amazing. So here is Jesus in Jerusalem with His disciples. They've finished their Passover supper, and Jesus has been explaining to them that He is going to die and rise again. He says that when that happens, He is going to send them someone to help and comfort them, the Holy Spirit. Jesus also wants to warn them that they will not find it easy to follow Him. People will not like them. Indeed, they will hate them. They will persecute them and in some cases kill them. I'm quite sure the disciples did not want to hear all this, but it was important for them to listen, because in the next few days and hours their minds and hearts would be muddled with grief. Later they would remember what Jesus had told them, that there would be a cost in being a friend and a follower of His. Jesus was not only telling His disciples this, He was telling us. So if we say we love Jesus and follow Him, then our way ahead will not always be smooth or easy. We too may be ridiculed for standing up for Jesus. It can happen in the playground, at the university, in the workplace, in the neighbourhood, and even among our friends and family. We might lose friends over Jesus. It will mean tough decisions about places to go, things we do or not to do, say or not to say, our future plans. What Jesus has planned for our future might indeed bring big challenges. The days and years ahead for the disciples proved to be tough, but with the help of the Holy Spirit, they would live and testify and die for Jesus. The cost for the disciples was not too much. After all, they knew how much it had cost Jesus. Because of His great love for them, they just wanted to love Him back and live for Him whatever the cost. All over the world, there are people in the family of Jesus who are counting the cost. Pastors, families and young people being put in prison, beaten and in some cases killed because they love and follow Jesus. Jesus promises us that there will be a cost in following Him. For some, that will mean hardships and even their lives. But for all of us who love Jesus, it will mean faithfully following him wherever he leads. He has said he will be with us right to the very end, and we can trust him to be there for us. How can we not love him and follow him whatever the cost? After all, look what it cost Jesus. Everything.